Have you ever found yourself wondering why some people seem to have a financially comfortable life, while others live in a pinch? Maybe you feel that, despite working hard, the money is never enough to make your dreams come true or provide the security you've always wanted for your family. If this sounds familiar, stay with me until the end of this video, because you are not alone in this. The problem is what we were never taught: how to handle money intelligently. We grow up believing that we just need to earn more to solve everything. But the truth is that, without knowledge and planning, even high salaries can slip through our fingers. Ever wonder why most rich people not only make money, but know how to make it work for them? Today, I'm going to show you how to change this scenario. Let's reveal the financial secrets hidden in the lessons of Scrooge McDuck, that character who, without us realizing it, already taught us the importance of saving, investing, and planning for the future. It doesn't matter how much you earn. What matters is how you manage and multiply what you have. And I'm here to help you transform your relationship with money and take the first steps towards financial freedom. Before we start, take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel. It's simple, fast, and costs nothing, but it makes all the difference so we can continue to bring you valuable content that can change your life. We often grow up believing that it is just for buying things, but in fact, it is much more than that. Money is a powerful tool, capable of opening doors to opportunities that go beyond simple consumption. With it, you can invest, create a more secure future, and even build something big like your own business. However, understanding how money really works is essential to using it intelligently. Most people see money as just an end, something that is spent and ends. But those who truly thrive see it as a means to achieve greater goals. Money is a resource that needs to be managed strategically. This involves thinking not only about what you spend, but also what you keep and, most importantly, what you do to make it grow. The act of investing, for example, is essential to transforming money into something that works in your favor. Whether in savings, shares, or real estate, the objective is always the same: increase what you already have. Furthermore, understanding the role of money in the economy helps you see the bigger picture. It is not just a currency. It is a gear that moves markets, creates jobs, and defines the level of comfort and stability that each person can achieve. Knowing how it circulates and how it is affected by factors such as inflation and interest rates allows you to make more informed financial decisions. If you think that money is only used to pay bills or buy things, maybe it's time to review this concept. Learning to use it intelligently is the first step to changing your financial level. And, as Scrooge McDuck said, it's not how much you earn, but how much you can do with what you earn that really matters. Let's turn money into an ally. If you watch Scrooge McDuck's cartoon, you probably remember his lessons about money. That duck with its iconic pool of coins taught us more about money than we realized as children. He talked about economics, financial discipline, and even investments, all in cartoons that seemed like just fun. But the truth is, if we had paid more attention, we might already be richer. Scrooge McDuck was a master at saving. He always reinforced the importance of setting aside part of your earnings for yourself, before anything else. This simple but powerful practice is one of the foundations for creating wealth. After all, those who don't save what they earn will never have the resources to invest. And, as he himself said, "I didn't get rich just by saving money. I invested in making it grow." Another important lesson is that money is not static. It needs to circulate to generate results. Scrooge McDuck knew this and explained that leaving money idle is a mistake because inflation erodes its value over time. The solution? Making money work for you, whether through investments in companies, properties, or even financing other businesses. Furthermore, the drawing addressed topics such as taxes, budget, and even inflation. In one episode, he explained why printing too much money devalues the currency and affects purchasing power. It seems complicated, but Uncle Scrooge managed to translate these concepts in a simple and practical way, something that many adults still have difficulty understanding. If you've made it this far and think these lessons make sense, now's your turn to act. Before continuing, how about supporting our content with a like? This helps us grow and brings you more valuable content. all for free. It costs nothing and makes all the difference. Leave your like and share these lessons with someone who needs to learn more about money. We're not done here. Have you ever stopped to think about how money came about and why it is so important in today's world? Understanding the history of money helps us understand how it evolved and how it impacts our lives today. Back then, when there was no currency, people exchanged products directly. It was called barter, a kilo of rice for a chicken, for example. But this brought many difficulties, such as defining values and storing goods. Over time, coins emerged to facilitate exchanges, but at the time, carrying bags of coins was dangerous and not very practical. Therefore, banks began to issue banknotes, making transportation and storage simpler. These changes were revolutionary and paved the way for the modern financial system. Today, we live in a world with almost no physical cash. Most transactions are digital, made by cards, transfers, or cryptocurrencies. Despite this, many people still do not trust this system, preferring paper money. This distrust is the result of generations that have experienced unstable economic situations, such as inflation or bank collapses. But what about you? Have you ever thought about how this evolution of money influences your financial decisions? Do you prefer physical cash, or do you find it more practical to use digital options? Reply in the comments. Knowing your opinion may even inspire other readers to reflect on their own financial choices. Let's talk. Now let's talk about the importance of understanding inflation and purchasing power. Inflation is one of those concepts that everyone hears about, but doesn't always fully understand. Basically, it is the general increase in prices over time, reducing what we can buy with the same amount of money. In other words, the higher the inflation, the less your money is worth. And this directly impacts your quality of life. Scrooge McDuck, even in cartoons from the 1940s, already talked about this phenomenon. He explained that printing a lot of money causes it to lose value because the supply grows, but the goods and services available remain the same. Imagine if everyone was a millionaire from one moment to the next. What's the point of having millions if a simple kilo of rice costs the same? The example of how inflation affects purchasing power is clear. In 2010, with a minimum wage, it was possible to buy much more than today, even with the nominal value of the salary being higher. This happens because inflation erodes purchasing power over time. Therefore, it is not enough to just earn more. It is necessary to ensure that money maintains or increases its value. Knowing how to deal with inflation is essential to avoid financial losses. This involves investing smartly and seeking returns that beat inflation. Anyone who leaves money sitting under their mattress, for example, loses purchasing power every day. Those who invest are able to protect themselves and often increase the value of their resources. Scrooge McDuck showed us that the real secret is not how much money we have, but what we can buy with it. This vision is crucial to managing finances well and achieving stability. After all, understanding and combating inflation is an essential step to ensuring that money works in your favor. We now talk about the smart budget, the secret to not losing control. One of the biggest challenges of dealing with money is keeping everything under control. This is where the importance of a well-planned budget comes in, something that Uncle Scrooge made a point of teaching. He compared the budget to a pizza, where each slice represents a different expense. The lesson was clear. If you don't cut the slices the right way, the pizza will end before everyone is satisfied. Budgeting means distributing your earnings intelligently. Start by separating fixed expenses, such as housing, food, and transportation. Then set aside part for leisure and mainly for saving and investing. This last slice is essential, as it is what will guarantee your safety in the future. If you spend everything you earn, you have no margin for emergencies or opportunities. Another important point is to monitor your expenses closely. It's very easy to lose control when you don't know exactly where the money is going. Small daily costs like a coffee or a streaming subscription may seem harmless, but they add up quickly and take a toll on your budget. Creating a habit of recording your expenses is a simple but transformative step. Having budget discipline also allows you to avoid unnecessary debt. When we spend more than we earn, we end up resorting to loans or credit cards, which often have high interest rates. The result? a snowball that can become difficult to control. Planning your expenses in advance helps to avoid this scenario and brings more peace of mind. Remember, the budget is not a prison, but a tool of freedom. When you know where every penny is going, you can spend guilt-free and invest with confidence. As Scrooge McDuck said, the pizza is yours. It's up to you to decide how to distribute it so that everyone is satisfied, including yourself. Managing your financial pie well is an important step towards achieving stability and building a solid future. Let's go highlight now the art of making money work for you. If there's one lesson that Uncle Scrooge always reinforced, it's that idle money doesn't bring results. He knew that accumulating wealth is not just a matter of saving, but of investing so that money grows. This idea of making money work for you is one of the foundations of financial education. When you save money just to accumulate it, it loses value over time, mainly because of inflation. But by investing, you give your money a chance to grow. This can be done in several ways, such as investing in bonds, real estate, shares, or investment funds. The choice depends on your goals and your risk profile, but the most important thing is to get started. Scrooge McDuck always said that the little slices of the pie should grow. In other words, part of what you save should be directed towards investments that generate returns over time. This may mean giving up spending now to reap greater rewards in the future. This is the essence of the concept of putting money to work. Another important point is to understand where you are investing. Knowledge is essential to make good financial decisions. For example, when investing in shares, you become a partner in companies and participate in their profits. When investing in bonds, you are lending money to the government or financial institutions, receiving interest in return. Each type of investment has its advantages, and understanding how they work helps you choose the best ones for your reality. Making money work for you is also a matter of mindset. Instead of thinking of money as something you need to chase, see it as an ally that can be multiplied with the right strategies. Investing is the bridge between what you have today and what you want to achieve in the future. In the end, the greatest lesson is this: money was not made to sit still. Whether through traditional or more modern investments such as real estate funds and cryptocurrencies, the important thing is to get it moving. This practice not only protects your assets, but also creates new opportunities. After all, as Scrooge McDuck would say, whoever learns to make money work never has to work for it forever. Another important tip is investments, the way to multiply your wealth. Uncle Scrooge has always emphasized that saving is important, but the real secret to getting rich is in investments. He explained that when you invest, you transform the money you have saved into a source of growth, making it work to generate more wealth. This is the principle behind the concept of financial independence. Investing is nothing more than investing your resources in something that can bring returns over time. There are many options, from safer investments, such as fixed income securities, to more daring ones, such as shares. The choice depends on your goals, the deadline you have, and how much risk you are willing to take. But the most important thing is to start with what you have without waiting for big leftovers. One of the most interesting strategies taught by Scrooge McDuck was diversification. He showed that we shouldn't put all our money in one place. By diversifying, you reduce risks because if something doesn't work out in one investment, another can compensate. It's like spreading eggs across multiple baskets, ensuring greater safety. Another important point is to understand that investing is not about getting rich overnight. Many confuse investments with betting, but what really works is patience. The best results come over time, thanks to the power of compound interest, which allows money to grow exponentially. In the United States, for example, we have investments such as ETFs, exchange-traded funds, bank deposit certificates, CDBs, shares of stock exchange. The main exchanges are the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. Examples of companies: Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon. Types: common stocks, preferred stocks, and stock ETFs. Real estate funds, fixed income securities such as Treasury bonds, U.S. Treasury bonds with varying maturities, short, medium, and long corporate bonds. Debt securities issued by companies. Municipal bonds, issued by states and municipalities, often tax-exempt. Real estate properties, direct investment in residential, commercial properties or land. REITs, real estate investment trusts, funds that invest in real estate and distribute dividends, and many others. Each one has different characteristics, and learning about them is essential to choose the one that best fits your reality. Scrooge McDuck always said, "Investing wisely is like planting a tree. You take care today to reap the rewards in the future." Investing is also a way to protect your money from inflation, which erodes its value over time. By investing your resources, you not only maintain purchasing power, but you can also increase it. That's why saving is just the beginning. Investing is the step that leads you to financial freedom. Finally, the most important thing is to remember that investing is a skill that can be learned and perfected. Start with small steps, study, practice, and over time, you will see how money can grow and transform your life. Scrooge McDuck was right. The secret is not just saving money, but putting it in motion. We cannot forget the role of discipline in financial education. If there's one thing that Scrooge McDuck made clear, it's that discipline is the basis of any financial achievement. He was meticulous in managing his resources and taught that without consistency, it is impossible to achieve financial stability and growth. At its core, this discipline is not just about money, but also about habits that shape long-term success. Discipline begins with creating a financial plan and, more importantly, executing it. There's no point in having a well-structured budget if you don't follow it. This means spending wisely, avoiding impulsive purchases, and staying focused on long-term goals. For Scrooge McDuck, every coin had a purpose, and every expense needed to be justified. Saving money regularly is another crucial point. Even though it may seem little, consistency makes all the difference. Imagine saving 10% of what you earn every month. At first, it may seem insignificant, but over the years, this habit turns into a significant asset. Additionally, this practice creates a mindset of responsibility, allowing you to have full control over your finances. Another aspect of discipline is avoiding unnecessary debt. Easy credit, like overusing your credit card or borrowing, may seem like a quick fix, but it often becomes a trap. Uncle Scrooge, in his teachings, reinforced that living within one's own means is the key to avoiding financial problems and maintaining control over one's choices. Discipline also extends to continuous learning. In the financial world, everything changes quickly. New investment opportunities, technologies, and even economic crises. Being willing to learn, adapt, and improve your strategies is essential to keep up with these changes. Scrooge McDuck was always aware of the scene around him, ensuring that his decisions were based on knowledge and not impulses. Ultimately, financial discipline is not about endless sacrifices, but about balance. Setting aside moments for leisure and enjoying the fruits of your labor is as important as saving and investing. The secret is to find a middle ground, where your finances are under control, but without giving up a pleasant and satisfying life. Scrooge McDuck knew this. Being disciplined does not mean being miserly, but rather being strategic. The difference between millionaires and billionaires, a realistic look. When we think about millionaires and billionaires, it is common to imagine that both are at a similar level of wealth. However, the difference between these two groups is huge, and understanding this can change the way you view money and your own financial goals. To start, let's look at a practical example. If you earn $1 per second, it would take about 12 days to accumulate $1 million. Sounds fast, right? Now, to reach 1 billion at the same speed, it would take 32 years. This illustrates the huge discrepancy between these two amounts. While the millionaire has a significant comfort level, the billionaire operates on a completely different scale, influencing entire economies and shaping markets. This difference is not just in the numbers, but also in the way each person sees and uses money. Millionaires generally focus on accumulating wealth and protecting what they have, while billionaires are more inclined to create systems that generate even more money. They invest on a large scale, create global businesses, and have access to opportunities that are beyond the reach of most people. Another important point is that billionaires have a much greater economic impact. Your decisions can create jobs, develop technologies, and even influence public policies. An example is billionaire Elon Musk. On the other hand, millionaires, although they have a comfortable lifestyle and access to privileges, rarely have this same ability to shape the world around them. Scrooge McDuck in his lessons showed this logic in a simple way. He explained that accumulating wealth is just the first step. The next is learning how to make money grow exponentially. This involves investing in assets that appreciate in value over time, such as businesses, property, or shares. To achieve higher levels of wealth, you need to think strategically and often with a long-term vision. Finally, understanding this difference does not mean that you should aspire to be a billionaire, but rather understand what separates those who accumulate wealth from those who multiply it on a large scale. This can inspire changes in the way you manage your finances and pursue your goals. As Uncle Scrooge said, it's not enough to want to be rich, you have to know what to do with wealth when it arrives. Planning and investment. Building a secure financial future. The greatest lesson we can learn from Scrooge McDuck is that idle money does not bring results, but smart planning and investment does. He used a simple analogy. Consider your money like a pizza, where you must cut the slices wisely to ensure everyone is served, including yourself. And most importantly, make that pizza grow. That is, use part of your savings to invest. Investing is the essential step to transforming your savings into wealth. But it's not just about putting money anywhere. You need to plan, understand the risks, and know the market. Uncle Scrooge always reinforced the importance of studying before making decisions. Today, this means seeking information about different types of investment, such as fixed income, shares, real estate funds, or even more modern options, such as cryptocurrencies. Another important point is to maintain consistency and patience. The best returns come over time, especially with the power of compound interest, which makes your money grow exponentially. This requires discipline to save regularly and not give in to the temptation to spend what has been set aside for the future. Furthermore, investing is not only a way to grow financially, but also to protect yourself against inflation. If money isn't moving, it loses value over time. This is why investing is so important. While inflation erodes purchasing power, well-made investments increase your chances of maintaining and expanding your wealth. Finally, financial planning must include clear and realistic objectives. Knowing where you want to get to and how you intend to achieve it makes your decisions more assertive. If your goal is financial independence, start planning and investing today. As Scrooge McDuck said, success does not come by chance. It is built with strategy and dedication. Throughout this video, we learned that money is much more than a tool of exchange. It is a resource that, when well managed, can transform lives. We understood its complexity, reviewed valuable lessons from Scrooge McDuck about saving, investing, and planning, explored the history of money, understood the impact of inflation, and saw the importance of maintaining discipline and strategic vision. Now it's up to you. If these teachings were helpful, be sure to support this content. Subscribe to the channel, leave your like, share with friends who can also learn from these lessons, and comment below what caught your attention the most. Your engagement is essential for us to continue bringing valuable content to you. Let's turn knowledge into wealth together.